Good day to you, comrades. Welcome. It is very good to see you, of course. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of our Arabian Soviet paradise. It's paradise only in title because in the meantime it has become a bit of a dumpster fire, so to speak. The coal um, exploitation platform here. It has been built, it is operational, the storage is quite full. We are working on taking this to the border, exporting all the coal as fast as possible, receiving a whopping 3,000 rubles for every transport, for every 146 tons of coal, I believe. A train with 6 wagons. Um, we have also built a very small tourist neighborhood here with 2 hotels. No tourists yet. We have to finish the railroad to bring them from the border first. We will bring them by train. The beach is built and operational. The citizens of Volgraib are enjoying it. Right next to the sewage discharge. Of course, it is very healthy. But that's okay, comrades. It is okay because we have a medical university and we have the medical technology to protect our citizens, our brave workers, from the dangers of pollution. Um, the 3 explosive factories are operational. They are making a decent profit. We are barely hanging on. Barely, our finances are dwindling. 2 loans of 2 million rubles each, and well, there still is hope, comrades. We can still borrow. And the supply of imported goods has steadily risen, comrades, and also the exports, but mostly the imports. So the railway system has become a bit overwhelmed. I'm trying to expand it a little bit to see. Um, yeah, why don't you go ahead, comrade? There are blockages such as this one quite frequently, and I am trying to micromanage as much as possible and make everything work. It eventually does, but it is not pleasant, not at all. Of course, car collection. I do have to entertain myself a little bit. Just a little bit, comrades. Too much it is not allowed. Just a tiny bit of entertainment. And because the railway system is a bit overwhelmed, it's a bit congested, I think it would be a good alternative to reroute some of the imports by sea, by waterways. So we will be building a cargo harbor and warehouse and a granary here, a large one, a 2,400 ton granary. As soon as we can demolish this railway to make space for it, and they will be accessible by rails, so We will no longer be bringing the grain from the border. We will be bringing it here, and in this warehouse, I don't know what we will reroute, but there will be some relief to the railway system, so we can export the coal more efficiently. This is just money that doesn't go out, but it is working. It is efficient. I had a very interesting issue. For some reason, the rail distribution office, the one here, was seeing this aggregate unloading that supplies the coal storage for the power plant. It did not see it as valid settings, so it didn't really see the percentage filled, so it would just bring coal non-stop from the border. And this was before the coal platform was operational. So I turned this off. I turned the conveyor overpass off, so it would not accept anymore. And I was like, okay, I will keep an eye on this, and when it goes a bit low, then I will turn the power back on the conveyor overpass, of course, and the trains will come in and refill. But at the point where the aggregate storage was getting low, we also had some serious trouble with trains getting blocked, getting head to head with each other and not going anywhere. So I was all caught up in this, and of course the supply lines were not getting anywhere. I was trying to fix it, and the coal power plant, it ran out of coal. It wouldn't have been a great issue because we have an external power connection, but the overpass, comrades, it was powered. I did a wonderful job on powering this region, and the overpass was powered by the power plant itself. So the power plant was not working, so the overpass did not have power, so it could not feed itself with coal. It was very interesting, to say the least. This region didn't have power also, for the same reason. The coal power plant was built mostly to supply this. The coal platform was power. So I was laughing and crying at the same time, comrades. I was laughing and crying at the same time because it was a stupid situation to be in, and it was funny. It was very funny, the irony of it. So, what was I gonna do? Build one of those free distribution offices. I could not. I reached my maximum. Build an actual distribution office and supply it with coal, but by truck. But it's a long way to the nearest coal source, so it wouldn't it wouldn't have enough coal to keep going for the train to keep going, to keep the overpass operational, for the train to make it from the import source from the border to the unloading station, so it would feed the aggregate storage. Uh, and I I took a high voltage power line from here. In the end, I said, well, I need to bring power here somehow, and I didn't have any free connections and no space to build any power lines anyway, because everything is built so tightly, so closely. Uh, that's my that's my personal issue, because I like everything to be as efficient as possible, so I tend not to waste space. So I took a high voltage power line from here, because it comes from the outside connection, and I brought it here so it would fuel this transformer, and to this voltage switch, and then with an underground connection I tied it to this substation from which the overpass gets its power. So in the end it worked, but it was a very frustrating few days while I stopped playing, and I kept thinking how to fix it. I just paused it and looked at it, and I would get frustrated and would quit the game, rage quit, and then think about it again. But in the end, luckily, I found a solution, and we are operational again. Barely, but we are, and the money is, well, it's going down, of course. So, what would be ideal at this point, apart from lightening the load on the rail system with this harbor to bring in crops and other goods to store in the warehouse, this type of goods like components for building, electronics and clothes for the people, and chemicals. What would be a very good thing to build on the water is a harbor for aggregate loading, but it is huge, and I do not have space to build it. It would work very nicely to send 2,000 tons of coal at once, even if it is 6 knots. Let's see. Yes, 6 knots. But still, it's a large quantity. 250,000 per ship, of course. But it would be a good solution. However, I think it's too late, and I don't have the space anyway. I don't know where I would have space to build something like this. So probably we will continue exporting the coal by rail. until we go bankrupt. Yes, comrades, you've heard it from me. I'm pretty sure even if we borrow another 2 million, um, we will go bankrupt in a few years. Because mistakes were made. I should not have built a food factory and waste so many resources, have so many workers, make food and alcohol. This I forgot. I forgot from the Siberian map, where our economy started producing money with the clothing factory, fabric and clothing. First fabric and then make it into clothing. I forgot about that. That's what I should have done in the first place. I don't know if it was worth building the farms, considering crops are pretty cheap. 17 rubles 69 kopecks a ton. Food we could have bought easily 125. But if we would have imported crops at 1769 and in the end exported clothes at 1322 rubles, that would have been a very good source of income to finance the expansion towards the river. And now, after so much time, yeah, the explosive factories are doing well, and we are exporting, we are making a good profit over them, but this took a lot of money and a lot of time to build. It's good to export coal, but it's cheap, and it takes a long time to bring it to the border and make a decent profit out of it. It never runs out, it's true. But 3,000 rubles for every trip? That's like 2 tons of clothes, comrades. 3,000 rubles for 146 tons or something like that of coal, or 2.5 tons of clothes. So, as I said, 24 rubles a ton. At the same time, I'm exporting alcohol at 250, 248. Anyway, as I said, mistakes were made. So, I think we will abandon this map. Not this map, we will start again on this map. I think we will start again in 1920, comrades. Yes, of course, it's waiting too long. What the hell happened here, comrades? Why didn't you go the other way? Why didn't it go like this? We will never know. So, yeah, most likely the next episode will be the year 1920 again. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned, I hope I will not forget the lessons again, comrades. Um, and we will do it a bit differently. Maybe not rely on trains so much. Maybe not rely on low-paying, high-volume industry, because that takes a toll on the infrastructure, and there's only so much that it can cope with. I do not like the idea going back to horse cranes and horse vehicle flatbed carriers to take my machinery to various building sites, and have a horse fueling station where we feed the horses crops, and then the horse gets sick and we have to repair it, so we have to build horse repair station. Of course, I wanted the tourist section, the tourist neighborhood, to be nice and very modern, and I built a heliport so they can also be brought in by helicopter, which is nice, except I built it about 15 years too early. Because the first helicopter is available for sale in 1951, comrades. It was like 1936 or 37 when I finished building this. So yeah, it has plenty of time to degrade and to require a reconstruction by the time I get the first helicopter. This was also a very smart move on my side. So now maybe you believe me more when I say this is a bit of a dumpster fire. It doesn't seem like it, but it's it's getting there. It's already on a downward slope. How many signals are here? 1, 2, 3. And it's waiting. For what? What are you waiting for? Why are you not going? The track is clear. And there are plenty of switches if you encounter another train. Someone else is coming. Okay, why is this train? This I do not understand, comrades. Why is this train on a double track with several switches waiting for this one to pass when it can just go? And they can safely avoid each other. It's beyond me. Maybe I made too many switches. That is also a possibility. I will definitely try to be more careful next time, but I think there is no point in trying to continue with this map. I mean, trying to fix it, or what would it take? Okay, take out another loan. Let's think about this yet. Take out another loan, yeah. So we have 2 million. Tear down the food factory. Build a fabric factory instead. And also a fabric factory here. Both connected to this warehouse where crops arrive. So we will have fabric being stored here because this is directly connected. Let me see if it fits first. I think I can make it work, probably. So, 2 fabric, no, just one is enough. Because I remember one fabric factory was producing enough fabrics to supply 2 clothing factories. So one fabric factory here that takes crops from here and also puts in back the fabrics here, and it takes its chemicals from here and also puts in the fabric back here. No. No, it only puts its fabric here, it takes chemicals from here, and here also we will bring in goods for the population, food, clothes, and electronics, and the others. So we will have fabrics being stored here, and maybe a forklift garage that connects to the warehouse and then distributes to 2. This will disappear. Connects to 2 clothing factories. Yeah, I only have space for 1. So the forklift garage is no longer necessary. I don't think there is space with the railway track. Or maybe I move this warehouse somewhere here. Because it is only for supplying the population with goods, and chemicals to the fabric factory can be brought in by truck. It could be worth a shot. And then the crops will arrive here by boat, maybe. Is it even a good investment? It's 250,000 rubles for one ship, and it's 10 kilometers an hour, 11, or 6 knots. And there is a long way to the border, comrades. I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. No. I don't think there is any point in kicking a dead horse. I think it would be much better to start over. And I was looking over the finances also in the past, and it was between 5 and 7,000 rubles for foreign manpower every month, which every month it's not a negligible sum of money. It, it's 60,000 a year if it's 5,000 a month. So I could have just built a small village here to supply the fire station and the water well and the rail construction office with manpower, and also the construction offices, of course. And instead, until all the car was up and running, I spent a lot of money on foreign manpower because the construction offices took all their workers from the border. Yes, you learn something, not every day, but every map. This is a very, very complex game, comrades. And this is why I like it. Mistakes were made and they shall be made again. I am certain of it. So, next time we will see each other, comrades, we will go back in time. And we will start this map again. It wasn't a bad playthrough. It wasn't a good one either. But yeah, let's start again. Thank you so much for being with me today, comrades. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Click the like button if you did. Please share the video with your friends if you believe they will enjoy it also. Subscribe if you haven't already. Helps me grow the channel and create more content for you. And if you would be so kind to buy me a coffee, you can find the link in the description of the video and in the first pinned comment. Thank you again, comrades, and until next time, до свидания.